Good afternoon, Nadia.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, Nadia, can you tell me about yourself?
Okay, ma'am. I'm Aurella Nadia, 24 years old, single. I live in Magulon, Lamut, Ifugao.
I have a few questions for you to answer, Nadia, so let's start.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you want to work as a maid?
I want to work as a maid because I want to earn money for my future and I love also my work
Why you choose Malaysia when there is a lot of other country?
because Malaysia is a has a good weather and friendly and kindly.
Friendly and kind. You mean the people here.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you qualified for this job?
I qualified this job because I'm hardworking, obedient, disciplined.
May I know your educational level is?
College graduate,
What was your recent working experience?
assistant cook in a restaurant.
Have you worked abroad before?
No, ma'am.
Do you have experience of taking care of baby?
Yes, ma'am. 2 to 3 years old only.
Okay. How about elderly?
None, ma'am.
Do you have any other special skills?
No, ma'am, but I willing to learn.
Are you willing to work with a family where the mother-in-law or any relatives stay together?
Yes, ma'am.
Currently, are you still working now?
No, ma'am.
Do you know how to cook?
Yes, ma'am.
What sort of food can you cook?
Filipino food.
Are you aware that you will have to do washing, cleaning, ironing, and cooking?
Yes, ma'am.
From all the house chores that I mentioned to you, which do you like most?
Cleaning, cooking, washing, ironing.
Okay, you are not allowed to use handphone during working hours.
Yes, ma'am.
You are only allowed to use handphone after you finish all the works and when going to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
You are strictly needed to surrender the handphone to your employer in the morning and your employer will return back to you once you're going to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
If ever your employer finds out that you're abusing of using your handphone and it's affected your work performance, your employer will confiscate your handphone and you are not allowed to hold it anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Instead, your employer will allow you to call to your family 3 times in a month. You only allowed to bring normal phone and you are not allowed to bring smartphone. Are you agreed for the terms and condition?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you agreed to the rules and regulation for the handphone?
Yes, ma'am.
How many years is the contract as you agreed and understand, Nadia?
2 years contract, ma'am.
Can you describe for me your attitude?
I'm good, good and positive thinking and patience and obedience.
How can you assure to us that you will work hard in Malaysia?
Of course, I do my work very well, ma'am.
Can you promise not to use the telephone without the permission of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to put on makeup but to dress properly while work?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to invite friends and relatives without the consent of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to ask for advance salary from your employer under any circumstances?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you really understand of the rules and regulation of the agency?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you pay any placement fee for you to come to Malaysia to work as a maid?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any history of sickness, breast cancer, or any other illness?
No, ma'am.
Do you suffer from any skin diseases, allergy, or physical defect?
No, ma'am.
Do you smoke?
No, ma'am.
Have you undergone any operation?
No, ma'am.
Are you medically fit or are you fit to work?
Fit to work, ma'am.
Are you in any medication right now?
No, ma'am.
Are you allergic with any food?
No, ma'am.
Are you prepared to work for the employer of different races?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you preferred to eat the type of food taken or given by your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you afraid of being left alone in the house?
No, ma'am.
Are you afraid of dogs or other pets?
No, ma'am.
Can you promise to work according to instruction from your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any immediate family working in Malaysia?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Nadia, we have finished our question section. Let's go to case study. I have a case study for you here and I want you to respond truthfully.
Yes, ma'am.
On arrival in Malaysia within 6 months only, if ever one of your family members passed away. Okay, Nadia, what will you do?
I will not go home, ma'am, but I send money for them to use.
So you will finish your 2 years contract here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, again, tell us about yourself.
I'm Aurella Nadia, 24 years old, live in Magulon, Lamot, Ifugao.
And why do you want to work in Malaysia as domestic helper?
Because I love the work, I'm hardworking, ma'am.
If ever your employer is watching you right now, what do you want to tell them?
Thank you, ma'am, for if I'm hard, I will do my best. I'll do my work, my responsibility, my task very well, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Nadia. We will update to your agency if there is any selection made by the employer.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.